Philadelphia Eagles select Marcus Smith, linebacker.
Being the 26th pick in the whole world, that comes with a cost. I wanted to end my life so I could end the pain.
Why'd you decide to be so candid in sharing this information?
God gave me a second chance. He gave me a second chance to do what I'm doing now.
Today on The Pulse, a very real conversation with former Eagles first-round pick, Marcus Smith. Guys, welcome to The Pulse. As you know, every week we explore all sorts of topics, bringing in people who are doing amazing things, entertaining, to helping people, athletes, you name it. And today we have somebody who I wanted to talk to for a lot of reasons. I'm a Eagles fan, and he played for the Eagles, but also doing really significant, impactful things with his life. So Marcus Smith joins us today. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
You played in Philadelphia, so by nature of playing for the Eagles, people just follow your career. But I started following it more as I saw a lot of the things that you were talking about and involved in. Take us back. Let's start with your background. Football was what, from a childhood?
I started playing football, I was about 5 years old, and I kind of grew to love the game. I used to be on the couch with my father actually watching Monday Night Football. So that's kind of where my love grew, just playing football. And over time, like playing from 5 all the way to high school, like I played quarterback. That was my thing. And my dad, he allowed me to play that position. He coached me all the way up until I got to high school. Okay. And so that's kind of where my love started. At the end of the day, like once I got to college, it started to grow even the more as I got better, as I started to kind of like come into my own person and actually as a good player. Mm-hmm. And that's when the NFL started to come into my vision. My dream was to play in the NFL, and it happened.
How long was it just fun? Was there a point where it stopped?
I would say all the way through college it was fun, but like because you don't have those stresses, when you're playing at college, obviously you got to go to a class and things of that nature. But it's still just fun because you're not worried about your job, right? You could just kind of like play freely, and that's the same thing when you're young and you're playing Pop Warner, same thing in high school. You can kind of just play and be free and not really worry about your job. You don't have a family to protect. You don't have, really outside noise to attend to with the sport. But like once you get into the NFL, now there's a need to perform. There's a need to make sure you make your coaches proud. There's a need to try to extend your career by your play. So I think that's when the love, I wouldn't say love stopped, but that's when it turned into what we call a business, and having to just differentiate the business and the love. That can get tough.
People forget you're 19, 20, 21 years old. Like,
yeah.
How old were you when you got drafted?
I think I was 21, 22. So I was fresh out of college. I was drafted, and then I had to come and do the press conference. And then right after the press conference, I had to fly back to Louisville and graduate. So I flew back to graduate. I was actually finishing school while I was training for the draft. So I was in school still, and then I had to get right back on a plane and come back and get ready for minicamp. I didn't really even have time to, kind of be with my family and like go over like what the plan was. And, it was just like bam, 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 I'm here now and this is it. Like this is my dream, right?
We're on the outside. We watch, and I remember, we watch you get drafted.
Right.
As Eagles fans, it was a surprise pick. For the Eagles. A lot of people kind of like, okay.
Who is this guy?
There was some who is this guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think one thing about the Eagles fans, they're really passionate, so they want you to do well.
Right.
But the who is this guy was something that was out there. You get signing bonuses. You're to the outside world, you're living a dream.
Yeah.
Like, this guy got the dream. You're on paper. You're a millionaire now,
right?
At 21 years old. Why wasn't that a dream?
I reached my goal of getting drafted and being the 26th pick in the whole world. That comes with a cost. And for me, I didn't realize that cost because I was the first one in my family to actually make it that far. So it wasn't really anybody that I had to be able to go to and say, okay, what do I need to expect? And what is my next step? And how do I need to approach this, right? I could only kind of like tend to myself and actually go through it myself. So having the money and having everything there, yes, it solidifies, what you can do, with your family, but it didn't change anything as far as like how I was feeling and what I was going through. And obviously, growing up and going into college, I was dealing with anxiety and depression, right? And not realizing that I was actually dealing with those things. You go into a sport where you never address certain issues, and now you're getting bombarded with, everything else that the sport comes with. And I couldn't talk to my father about it because to him, it was like you made it to your dream. You got to suck it up and you got to keep going because that's what, we've been taught, like especially from the communities we come from.
Right. That's what black men do. You
right.
don't feel that kind of stuff. You just
right.
keep going.
We don't realize that that's kind of like slowly killing us. That's slowly killing us because we're not actually addressing what we're dealing with. We're just pushing it to the back of our brains and just hoping that it goes away. And it really doesn't. And, it's important for us to push it out to the front and actually talk about it because that's how you free yourself. That's how you help yourself get better. And I didn't know that at the time. And that's why, it was like got drafted, got the money. Okay, I'm here now. And I struggled. Like everybody knows I struggle, but I don't shy away from it. Like I tell you, like, yeah, I probably didn't play my best football when I was here, but I was struggling. And that's why I want to continue to relay that to people. Yeah, like I understand how the fans felt, how everybody felt, but I'm not gonna shy away from saying that I struggled.